The war in Ukraine, is it finally over, or is it just the beginning? Why did the agreement fall apart? On February 28, President Zelensky of Ukraine was supposed to sign an agreement with the United States. As the war in Ukraine drags on, a new agreement between the US and Ukraine was set to be signed. This agreement aims to recover the war funds the US has provided, especially ensuring the US stake in Ukraine's rare earth minerals, oil and gas development. However, the negotiations broke down. Ukraine demanded security guarantees from the US, which caused delays. The US aimed to recoup the war funds it had provided to Ukraine. In return, Ukraine demanded a 50% stake in the country's mineral development, offering to guarantee security against Russian threats. This makes sense because Ukraine has already reached several agreements with Russia since 2014, including the annexation of Crimea and the war in Donbass. The leaders back then assured that Russia will not invade again, but here we are with the ongoing war in Ukraine. Some argue that this agreement was essentially forced upon Ukraine, with some even comparing it to the Treaty of Versailles, which imposed harsh terms on Germany after World War I. The United States argues that the agreement will contribute to Ukraine's economic growth, but inside Ukraine, there are fears of economic colonization. Additionally, reports suggest that the United States has demanded mining rights in Ukraine worth $500 billion. Russia is likely to strongly oppose the United States-Ukraine agreement. President Putin responded by saying that Ukraine's mineral resources are not for discussion with the United States, and hinted that Russia is ready to attract foreign companies to its new territories. Russia may also be keeping open the possibility of direct dealings with Ukraine, bypassing the United States. This is seen as a strategic move to counterbalance the West while pursuing economic interests. So what are rare earths, and why are countries like the United States, Russia, Ukraine, and China so deeply involved? Why did Trump consider this resource so essential? Rare earths are essential components for modern industries, from smartphones and electric cars to semiconductors and military equipment. They are indispensable for aerospace technologies, and the global powers are in fierce competition to secure these resources. Currently, 60 to 70% of global rare earth supply comes from China, and the US imports from China. With China restricting exports of rare earths during its disputes with Japan, the global supply chain vulnerabilities became apparent. As a result, countries around the world have worked towards securing rare earth resources independently. Ukraine, known for its substantial rare earth deposits in Europe, could see economic growth if the US becomes involved in its resource development. If successful, it would reduce US dependence on China and potentially strengthen Ukraine's economy. Is this agreement meant to prevent war, or is it the seed of a new conflict? What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. While it's understandable that each nation has its own interests, the most important thing to remember is that the world has progressed because of the people living in it, and they continue to do so. The world is what we make of it. Perhaps decisions should be made not for profit but for the people. Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.